going on, Sha?
What is going on? Not much, really. Just, grappling in general. Not even with a
Okay.
particular topic, just an overall, like, what are we doing here kind of thing. Other than
Yeah.
that, things seem to be fine. All
You
right.
know,
But here's
okay.
announce because this will hold me to it. Um Last week, I don't know oh, no, actually last month I went to visit my sister in Atlanta for the weekend, and
Okay.
I also got to see some close friends that I hadn't seen in some time. And one of them is my friend Millie. She's a co-host, by the way, of a podcast called "I Saw What You Did." It is
Okay.
my favorite podcast outside of ours, but is the one that I actually listen to. I barely listen to this one because we lived it, but
Yeah, we in it.
she's a co-host along with Danielle. They're two women of color who talk about movies, and
Okay.
Millie is very steeped in that world, and she worked at Turner Classic Movies for years. She's as a programmer. She's programmed shows for festival, lineups for festivals, things like that. Um, and so she and I were talking, and she's talking about starting up a Substack for a newsletter. Substack is a site where you can do newsletters. They can be paid or free, but it's a way of just kind of getting it out to the people, your thoughts.
Mm.
Old school blog way. And she was speaking to someone about his newsletter and asked him for tips, and he sent her a lot of tips. And I'm like, send those to me. And so she sent me the tips, and I'm like, I'm going to attempt a newsletter. The thing about a newsletter that makes it successful, like any writing, like any real social media or anything that you want to put up, is being consistent. As we have learned from Gastor, who will move heaven and earth to make sure that we record so that you guys have something.
Yeah.
The very rare weeks that there's not an episode, everybody, I want you to know it's not for lack of trying.
Yeah.
We try every time, every week to give
Yeah.
you something. So the power of being consistent. I'm real willy-nilly with it. So I was just like, I would like to start a newsletter. Why did I make these declarations, right?
I like it.
So I was talking to my roommate, Kevin, about it. So we decided we would start our own separate newsletters, but that we were going to hold ourselves to it. I was like, we have to get into the habit of being consistent. So let's do a weekly one every week for the month of August.
Hell yeah.
Let's get started, right? So we're supposed to drop on Mondays. So that people will hopefully read them. We'll just get the word out. But now we haven't done one yet. Actually, I guess when this episode comes out, there should be a newsletter. I should have hit post on a newsletter by now. So that's why I'm saying this, to hold me accountable for getting this done, and why I roped him into it, because Kevin was a journalist major. He also writes, so I'm making us do this thing. I don't know. Just I'm trying what I can to, like, not so much figure things out for the business, because I'm not going to figure that out. You'll never figure it out. The business is always going to change up something on you so that everybody stays lost. Cool. But what is a thing that I may enjoy doing that may also help me in the long run? And that is getting regular about having some habits about being creative.
Yeah.
So
I love this.
So that's what I'm trying to do. So this recording is the pre-newsletter. Like, what have I done, stuck my dick in? But what you should be able to do after listening is go to the newsletter and go, oh, look, she did write something. It's all in wingdings, but she wrote it. She published something.
I'm excited.
Uh-huh.
I'm already a fan. You know, I'm signed up. Send me the link.
Yeah, it's I bet if you go to Substack and you look up Silky Jumbo, because if there's anything I'm consistent on, it's grabbing that Silky Jumbo username before anybody else gets there. And that's just pure ego, but I'm like, I'm gonna be that Silky Jumbo. So
I do love this for a few reasons. Like, I do think that I'm obviously like big on consistency. I think that like it's the key to being successful creatively. It's just because fans want to be able to depend on a product coming out. But I also think it's just it's what leads to creative freedom. Like, every time that I've done something that I'm proud of is because I do it consistently and it gets good, as
right.
opposed to like saying I'm gonna do something good and then having to figure it out after. I just start making a thing and it becomes good, and then people want to come see that thing.
Right.
And the second is because I think I think the mistake that people are making right now is that like they're going to where the attention is currently, as opposed to creating the thing that's natural for them and letting attention come to them on their terms. Like TikTok, you know, like I think there's ways of doing it in a way that's like natural, sure, but innately the things that first worked on it were not things that drew you or me.
Right.
And I think that's okay because there's other things we can do that like will shine. Like, I think it's dope that like blogging in a variety of different ways is kind of making a return.
Yeah, me too, because that's what I prefer.
Yeah,
and
I was
I
gonna say,
enjoyed doing that back in the day.
Right, because I do remember you like mentioning you had a pretty successful Tumblr. Right,
Oh,
like
yeah,
it
I
was
had a
like well
Tumblr. I
branded
used
and
to
like
even before internet, I used to write a zine, you know,
right.
where I wrote everything in it, reviews, all of that shit. So yeah.
Yeah, like it's a world that like your brain functions that way already, you know? So like I love that this is something that's like more in tune with that. For you, I think that's dope. And I think it's awesome that more of these different types of social medias are coming out so that all of us can find the one that is right for us. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I like that. I think it's dope. Sign up for the Silky Jumbo Substack.
Yeah,
You know what I
do
mean? You
that.
know what? I am terrible at posting clips up of this podcast. That's my next opportunity. The first clip I'm
Yes.
posting up is Shalewa saying that she's starting the Substack. So it holds us both accountable.
That's true. That's
You
true.
know? Yeah, that's the next move right there. I really like that though. That's really dope. I love hearing when people kind of commit to it. Admittedly, I thought it was gonna be you announcing that you guys were gonna collab on Substack, where you continue to try more foods. In the vein of like the Instagram thing.
No. No, because it's not the format for that.
Right.
And even that, I mean, like, we were fairly consistent with that. And even with that, people were like, oh, you need to move that over to this place, or it's on IG, but you should be doing it on YouTube if you want to, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hey, man, let's just get it done. And like,
Yeah.
you know, like, if you throw another thing, you don't understand how rickety the frame is that's holding up our show. Like, if it, you know, like,
Yeah.
if we are managing, if I'm managing to go out and get these snacks and we are managing to get my phone powered up and positioned right and sit in this place for an hour and eat live to people, yo, let's count that as a blessing.
Yeah.
Please don't put any more production value on this. Don't make me have to. It was hard enough because IG kept changing how you could download whatever you put up.
Right.
And so like every time we'd have to like get it from my phone to his Mac and then convert it and then to me so that I'd have like a hard copy of it, you know, because I couldn't just put it on my phone and then they just were making it so hard, but we were going to figure it out.
Yeah.
And just recently he was like, let's put all this on YouTube because done for the most part.
Right,
Now
right.
let's put it all there because you can now sit with it
Yeah, you can do
and
a
just kind of
series.
see us, but at least let us get consistent about it in some way.
Let's
We did a very respectable network full season of episodes. We had 23 episodes.
I love it. I'm excited. I 100% be a part of this. You know, I'm gonna be the fan yelling the
Mm-hmm.
loudest about this. It's gonna be dope. I admittedly will still hope that for return of you guys tasting snacks.
Right. Yeah. I'll have
Um,
to check with my gut. My gut health lets me know, really.
yeah, I guess people from the outside as a fan, and it happens to me despite the fact that I create. I don't think
Right.
people realize how hard it is to do something with momentum, like to sustain it. The
Yes.
amount, like it's a simple thing you're creating, sure, but
Mm-hmm.
doing it every week, the amount of things that get in your way,
Mm-hmm.
Shalewa and I are recording this podcast, and none of you will know about the major construction site that just popped up in my backyard. Like, while trying to record this episode, like it blows my mind the amount of things that like the world will throw at you to get in the way of you just saying, yeah, I just want to talk for an hour into a microphone. Or you know
Right.
what I mean? Like
Yes.
and every week it's a new different thing. You know what I mean? Shalewa and I are not tech savvy people. I cannot tell you the amount of times that we're like, yeah, I don't know how to fix this app. I gotta download this new plugin or like, like that is not what we thought we'd be doing in our lives. And
No.
now it's a necessity to do the bare minimum. Yo. And it stresses you because you like, yeah, I write jokes, my G. Like, why am I over
Why am
here?
I? Yes.
Yo,
Every time I go to record, I have to change the type of microphone, the input, every
yo,
time from what it was. And we record twice in one session, which means I have to come in, change it from what it was before, and then we start again, change it from what it was before. In order
yeah,
for me to hear Gastor, every time I
yo.
got to change all of my settings, reset them. And I haven't figured out why it won't just stay. I haven't figured out why it acts up. And I'm just like, it's easier for me to just change it and keep it moving.
Yo, because this is like the fourth recording setup we've set up. And this
Yes.
is the one that's giving us the least issues.
Right.
Y'all don't know about the past when like I was over here looking up NDI protocols, OBS court. Yo, like it was
Right. Oh,
madness.
the OBS years, the
Yo,
early COVID OBS years where everybody had to figure out what that was. And yet they did not have a degree in any of this stuff.
yo, it was
Oh,
bananas. Oh my
yeah.
goodness. I do not miss it. I'm glad
Mm-mm.
things have gotten simpler. And it's still a challenge to get done. But I'm glad
Right.
that we get it done. And I commend you for committing to do another thing.
Right. I
That
know it's ridiculous, but I'm like, I feel like this is the thing I want to do. And maybe it won't feel quite so like uh
yeah,
when you
I
get
think it's in your wheelhouse.
when you
Yeah.
get started. Yeah.
I'm I'm excited for this. Like sincerely, I think it's gonna be dope. It's gonna be
Yeah.
ill. We're gonna do this. You know what? We're doing it. It's happening.
Yep.
I am really, really hyped about this, mainly because like I am not doing it myself. I mean, I just get to watch. I'm saying a lot of we shit, and it's just Sha
It's just
starting the
me.
newsletter,
Yep.
but like we
Uh-huh.
are gonna win. It's gonna come out
Great.
every week, baby. Every week, guaranteed.
Nope, that's why I bring it to you because you put that energy behind it, and I'm like, well, I got to do it. We just put that in the air
It's
with
pumping,
Gastor
baby.
energy behind it.
Real
So,
talk. I'm sharing every post. Okay, they coming out strong.
mm-hmm.
Lot of
Oh.
graphics, screenshots, typing, a lot of typing. I don't
Yeah,
know how to I don't know how to brag about newsletters. I don't know how to talk about
that's fair. That's fair.
it. I don't know the hype terminology of it. You know what I mean? Like what rappers are featured on the newsletter. I don't know how to talk about that. You know what I mean? Guest starring. Uh,
Right, yeah. It is kind of hard to be a spliff star on a newsletter.
Yo, I'm here though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but you're here
Everything
to
she
do it.
types, no, I'm yelling those words out loud in my house when you're reading them. Okay? Just the last 2 words of every sentence.
Yes.
Read the whole sentence in Shalewa's voice, then repeat the last 2 words in Gastor's voice.
It's very Send Dog energy. I just watched the Cypress Hill Tiny Desk, and it's very Send Dog energy.
Oh
just,
man,
we ain't going out or whatever. Insane in the brain, whatever it is. You just need a Send Dog behind you, you know.
Oh man, I love it. Freaking time.
Oh no, we've destroyed
Yo,
him.
real talk. If I die from laughing about being a hype man on a newsletter, yo, real talk, life is good. Man, you just man. I love to say that to St. Peter. Get up there. What happened, B? I got too excited about my friend's blog.
And then
it just ended up here. I don't know. You saw what happened. You tell me. Oh man, in the euphoria of reading, I just laughed my way up to heaven. I don't know what happened, my G, but if there's a way to go, that's it. Let's get into the news.
All righty.
Allergy to red meat caused by a tick spit is becoming more common, according to the CDC. That's right. More than 100,000 people in the U.S. have become allergic to red meat since 2010 because of a weird syndrome triggered by tick bites, according to the government report released on Thursday. Health officials believe many more have the problem and don't know it. A second report estimates that up to 450,000 Americans have developed the allergy. That would make it the 10th most common food allergy in the U.S., according to Dr. Scott Commons from the University of North Carolina. Health officials said they are not aware of any confirmed deaths, but people with the allergy have described it as bewildering and terrifying. I never connected it with any food because it was hours after eating, said one patient. The reaction, called alpha-gal syndrome, occurs when an infected person eats beef, pork, venison, or other meat from mammals, or ingests milk, gelatin, or other mammal products. It's not caused by a germ, but by a sugar, alpha-gal, that is in meat from mammals and in tick spit. When the sugar enters the body through the skin, it triggers an immune response and can lead to a severe allergic reaction. Scientists have seen reactions in patients taking a cancer drug that was made in mouse cells containing the alpha-gal sugar. But in 2011, researchers first reported that it could spread through tick bites too.
Hold on. I'm jumping ahead because I don't understand. Who are the ticks biting? Are the ticks biting the animals or are the ticks biting the humans?
I thought the ticks were just spitting on people when I first got this.
Where are these wildly disrespectful ticks?
You know what I mean? They were just heavy smokers, and like I want to see why these ticks are getting at people.
Experts say cases may be up for a variety of reasons, including Lone Star ticks expanding range, more people coming into contact with the ticks, or more doctors learning about it and ordering tests for it. So it's the Lone Star tick is the one, which despite its Texas-themed name is the most common in eastern and southern U.S. Cool.
Just ticks with cowboy hats out here, yo.
So I guess, all right. So people with the syndrome can experience symptoms including hives, nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, severe stomach pain, difficulty breathing, dizziness, and swelling of the lips, throat, tongue, or eyelids. Unlike other food allergies, which occur soon after eating, these reactions hit hours later.
Jeez.
Wow. Some patients only have the stomach symptoms, and the American Gastroenterological Association. Lord. Says people with unexplained diarrhea, nausea, and abdominal pain should get tested for the syndrome. Um, okay, the allergy can fade in some people. They've seen that happen to about 15 to 20% of patients. But a key is avoiding being rebitten.
I mean, I
The
hope
tick
so.
bites are central to this. They perpetrate, I can't even talk.
Perpetuate the allergy.
Perpetuate the allergy. Oh, okay. Wow. So here's someone. One of his patients is Heller Greenman, a 78-year-old New York art historian who spends summers on Martha's Vineyard. She has grown accustomed to getting bitten by ticks on the island and said she has had Lyme disease 4 times.
Well, I
What
mean,
the fuck? That's an issue.
yo,
About 5 years ago, she started experiencing terrible itchy hives on her back, torso, and thighs in the middle of the night. Her doctors concluded it was an allergic reaction but couldn't pinpoint the trigger. She never was a big meat eater, but one day in January 2020, she had a hamburger and then a big fatty steak the following evening. Oh my, that's
yo,
a lot of beef, baby.
I'm trying to
Um,
chill with with
I
Heller over here,
know
Martha's Vineyard.
that speaks to like iron deficiency. There's a lot going on. Um, 6 hours after dinner, she woke up nauseated, then suffered a terrible spell of vomiting, diarrhea, and dizziness. She passed out 3 times.
She ate a pound and a half of meat. Yo,
She was diagnosed with alpha gal syndrome shortly after that, was told to avoid ticks and to stop eating red meat and dairy products. There have been no allergic reactions since. Oh, wow.
yo,
Oh, my goodness.
this is a nightmare to me. I don't know if I want to live in a world where I can't have red meat.
I mean, then don't go outside where the ticks are. And I feel like we may already be on. I believe we ended our previous episode with a whole keep your ass indoors
Real talk,
suggestion. And if you need more proof, here, ticks are making meat attack you.
real talk. When the ticks are spitting on us, man, like it's time. Like
Yeah,
if
it's
ever there
that's
was a
so
sign,
disrespectful. I wouldn't take it from a human, and I'm definitely not going to take it from a tick.
yo, real talk, B. That is the time to stay inside. When the ticks are saying, "Yo, B, these dudes disgust me. I'm gonna spit on
Also,
these
I love
dudes."
that we're not even entertaining that it might be from a tick bite, that it's strictly from ticks spitting on us.
Yo, you got that tick loogie? Yo. yo, that sounds like a rapper from Griselda right there, yo.
Yeah,
Tick
tick loogie.
Loogie. You heard that new Tick Loogie? That shit fire, my G.
Oh my god.
Oh man. There's a proposal to build the world's largest Costco in California. A proposal to build the largest Costco in the world in Northwest Fresno.
Fresno.
Yeah, right. Is waiting to be finalized. The wholesale retailer submitted an environmental impact report to the city last week for the 241,000 square foot project. The average size of a typical Costco warehouse sits around 146,000 feet. This giant Costco would be similar in size to a store in Salt Lake City that just opened. The new proposed site in Fresno would top the Utah store by 6,000 square feet. It would be approximately the size of more than 4 football fields. The size would double as a store and an e-commerce fulfillment center. Neighbors call the project too massive for the area. Costco members through and through absolutely love it. The location, I'm not exactly thrilled about, said Caddy Pitts, a Fresno resident. She fears this project will cause safety and traffic nightmare. A lot of these kids are walking home from school down Riverside. We have Rio Vista, the middle school. We have River Buff Elementary School, and kids walk through there. Back at the old Costco on Shaw 99, customers say they welcome the brand new store. We like it. We like something bigger. You know, when we get bigger, we get more business and more items you can choose, says Borhan Saleh, a Fresno resident.
Um,
Project also calls, by the way, for 32 gas pumps and a drive-through car wash.
oh
Costco
boy.
really trying to do everything.
I mean, it sounds like they probably could employ everybody in Fresno, but then who's left to shop in Costco?
That's a good question. Real talk.
Like it feels like an attempt to take over Fresno. You know what I mean?
Yo, this is how wars start now, yo. They opening
Yeah.
Costco's in your hood.
I don't know. It just feels there's something about it that doesn't. There's
Yo.
First of all, you can have too much of a good thing, right? And
Mhm.
that is normally where Costco and Sam's Club lies in too much of a good thing. Where you go in, you don't go in there like, oh, let's just see what they have. You know what I mean? You go in with two people with you. You got somebody, your truck is idling outside. There's someone there with a dolly. You know what I mean? You have to vouch for the people coming in to help you carry a couple of televisions, enough sweats for your entire family extended, like bundles of toilet paper, bundles of paper towels, like bread, but like a bread loaf that's the size of a picnic table, like huge, huge gallons of mayonnaise, things like that. Why do you need bigger of that?
Not necessary.
Like I don't know if I want the amount of choice like that you get in a regular grocery store. Sometimes I'm overwhelmed by just I don't know if anyone's gone down the salad dressing aisle lately. If you haven't, take a moment. Just stand in front of all the salad dressings. Let that shit wash over you, right? In your regular grocery store, do that. In your
Yeah.
regular supermarket. Now, imagine that, but in literal oil barrels, house size, stacked up high, where they got to get a fucking cherry picker to get one off the top for you at Costco, where you could literally drown in Italian dressing.
How much vinaigrette do you need?
How much do you need? I don't know. This feels like too much. It feels like I know it seems like a good idea, but what's going to happen is it's going to be run down very quickly. And then it's just going to be a huge space that no one really goes to anymore because someone opened something even bigger. The whole state of Montana is now a fucking Sam's Club, so everyone just makes the drive.
You've been to Montana,
and they're going to have to rent out part of it for like birthday parties and quinceañeras and shit because it's just, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. It just doesn't. They're going to have church in one end and parties on the other. It's going to be all inclusive. They're going to end up making it a town. And next thing you know, Fresno is done. How long will it take before Costco literally swallows the elementary and middle school that are next?
Yo, that's kind of fire.
Is
you got married at Costco? Word, B. I went to Costco high.
Yeah, no. I don't know. I don't. You know what? Get a wedding dress from Costco. I'm not going to be mad at you, but getting married in the Costco, that's going to be, I feel like, no.
I majored in forklift. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, okay, yeah, sure. What, are you guys both standing on a forklift? Maybe.
It's beautiful. I got a friend that got married at a White Castle.
Okay, that's different.
Yeah. I mean,
you talked about that. That's different. There's a romance to a White Castle. To a Costco.
White Castle is where you fall in love. Costco is where you stay married. Okay.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
Yeah, you're right.
So really, it's going to be more of a renewing of the vows at a Costco.
Everybody dreams of the White Castle, but it's the Costco that shows if you're going to make
doing
it.
The work.
You know?
I don't know. It just seems like too much. I don't know what I'm going to do with 107 individual like Pop-Tarts.
Do you shop at a BJ's or a Costco?
No, because because I'm not really around any. And I don't like whatever. It's just now it's just me and my roommate, but before that it was just me, and I'd be fine loading up at a grocery store with like their bigger, or like at Target or something. I didn't really need to And I would load up so I wouldn't have to think about it. But
Right.
I was like, I don't think I need to load up the way a family does. Like, I don't need a full gallon of mayo. I'm not burning through it like that. I still, you know what I mean? Like food stuff, unless I'm throwing a party and I need platters and I need food and things like that.
Yeah.
There's no serving for one or serving for two at like a Costco or anything like that. Now, where
That's
I
fair.
grew up, there was the first kind of warehouse store like that I'd ever seen was called Pace Warehouse, and it opened very close to my apartment complex. And we got a membership, and also a membership. I'm just like, oh, what's so special about all this goddamn salad dressing? But we got a membership. I feel like we got a couple of TVs there or something. Well, my sister, though, she definitely used the membership, went in, bought huge cases of candy, and then sold candy out of her locker. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So,
real talk, like, you've mentioned her a few times on the show. I love your sister. Like, I don't know if I said this. Like, I've never met her. I don't need to meet her. Just know that, like, if she needs anything from me, like, bottom of my heart, like, that is my homie. Like, I connect with so many of her stories.
Right.
Yeah. Go on. But, like, I just know literally I've done the exact same thing. I got in trouble for selling candy in my high school.
Yeah, because, you weren't supposed to. She'd have it in her backpack. And, people were just like, hey, do you? And she wasn't selling it like for a thing.
Yeah.
And also because I don't know if your school did this. Did you have a room or like a setup either before school or after school where if you needed like school supplies or little snacks that was sanctioned by the school?
They had like their little store. Yeah.
Little store. So that was where, okay, if you had a snacks, fine, that blah, blah, blah. But she specialized in the ones that weren't there, and you could find her all day.
Yo, I swear to God, yo, Sha, yo, real talk. This is the argument I had, like, at the school. Like, I brought my father in because, like, my dad, that's how I got into the place. Like, he was, there's a place like Costco and BJ, but for, like, store supplies, because they buy it. So I was going with my dad to buy those candies that, like, are shaped like fruits.
Yes.
And, like, that was popping when I was in high school. And the store didn't have that, the school store. So I was showing up, book bag full of these joints every day. My peak day, I made like $600 selling candies out my bag because I had two things I was doing. One, they cost like 5 cents each at the store. I'm getting them for like a penny because I'm buying in bulk with my pops. Second, I'm selling them for $1 because you can't leave the school during school hours. So I'm marked up already. And then third, by like fourth period, everybody knew I was almost done. So I would create a raffle for the last one.
Oh, wow.
So, like, people would be like, yo, this is the last joint. You know what I mean? You got to put in, like, a quarter. And people would cop and I'd announce the winner during lunch for, like, a little set of 5 of them joints. I was crushing.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Straight up. And then, like, I kept, like, causing little, like, traffic jams. During the 5 minutes. Yeah. Because you got 5 minutes to get through to your class, and the high school's big. So you got like studious kids trying to get places.
Get by.
And I'm over here causing pileups with people trying to buy candies from me. You know what I mean? Like real talk, your sister, kindred spirits, homie. I rock with this, yo. But yeah, like, I got in trouble for it. I forgot that's why I was going there. They was like, yo, you can't sell this on the premises. You don't got a license or whatever. And my parents had to come in and talk with the principal. And my dad, he's like, yo, I own a store. He's like, you guys are just keeping my son from creating a fair market against your store. Like, it was a whole, like, issue. Like, we went back and forth. So they made me stop selling candy, but I got a reduction on my tuition. I was like, I'm doing this to, like, pay for this. You trying to keep me out from this joint. Like, you know what I mean? Wow. I'm like, yo, like, at the pace I'm going, I could pay for my whole freaking tuition for the year. Prep was like $7,000 a year. I'm like, yo, like, I'm paying for the school right now with these candy hustles. I'm on honor roll. You know what I mean? Like, I'm doing it right now. And they're like, so like the argument was valid. And like, when we left, my mom was so pissed because like dad sided with me very clearly, like right away. He was like, nah, he's like, my son's being entrepreneurial. He's buying his
Right.
product, and he knew he had to co-sign me because I'm buying the candies through him, through
Right.
the whole membership shit. So like my mom, she's like, yo, that was embarrassing. You over here making it look like we need to sell candies to pay for tuition. And he's like, listen, the kid was gonna get in trouble anyway. Okay. Either way, there was no candies being sold again. Okay.
Right.
Sorry about that, but I saw an opportunity. We now save 20% on tuition. You know what I mean? He's like, I made the best of the worst. Like it
Right.
just is what it is.
Exactly.
He's like, the kid didn't get suspended. He got reprimanded, and we was able to get like a tuition reduction. But yo, it was a whole joint,
and
man.
your kid still loves you because there's nothing like going into a meeting with a school official and your parent just throws you under the fucking bus.
Right?
That's terrible.
Yo, instant, yo, I got so hyped, yo. He just like, nah, like you, when he started saying that, I was like, oh, I might win this. Yo, for a split second, I was like,
you
yo.
weren't going to win, but you were going to get something.
Yeah, I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, like, oh, that's a real argument. I didn't even think about that shit. Like, man, let's do this, y'all. I sat up in my chair. I watched the principal, like, oh, fuck, that hurt. And I was like, hell yeah, we in this, baby. Oh yeah.
Okay,
yo.
that's all well and good, but I don't think I want a Costco to take over Fresno. That said, I don't think I want Fresno to be like Fresno dash Costco.
Oh man. If you would like to support little kids like me and Shalewa's sister, okay?
Yes. All of our, but like legit really selling for themselves. They're not putting up a front for like a basketball team.
Nope.
I mean,
kids
who are making a parent go to fucking Sam's and buy huge packages of water, put them in a cooler, and then standing on the exit ramps of highways just like water. That kid for no reason, but he wants to be able to buy his own shit.
Every kid in that, and I think that was the final part that like really won over the kids in the school because I would tell them what I bought with the money. So I came in, I had the first CD player with 7-second anti-skip. What?
Oh, right.
You couldn't see me freshman year with that joint. I was like shaking on purpose. Like, what? It's that candy money, baby. I could shake the shit out of this. It won't skip. 7 seconds until it messes up my song.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Wow.
Hell yeah, yo. I bought that with nickels from the can machine and my candy hustle.
Oh my gosh.
Shit was dope, yo. Hell yeah. Support kids like us. We out here, baby, changing the world. Okay? All possible because of stores like Costco allowing us to buy in bulk and sell product to kids who needed to learn lessons in economics. Okay?
Right, yes.
If you are Apple, Spotify listener, we appreciate your ratings. 4 stars. You appreciate us, but are a little mad because you were someone that probably bought an overpriced candy from Shalewa's sister. You know? It happens. You didn't have the idea.
Hey, man, it's the school's fault for not stocking peanut M&Ms. I don't know what to tell you.
Yo, real talk. She saw opportunity, okay?
She absolutely did.
You know? 5 stars. You see the vision. You opened up your own business. I didn't like the competition, but I applauded the spirit, you know? Real talk. We had I had like low key. We had like drug dealer conversations too. Like afterward, like we talked like after because I was doing so well. People started popping up with their own stuff too, and I was like, "Yo, listen, we could all eat." You know what I mean? Like I got straight up
like it's New Jack City or something. Oh, y'all at a conference room table.
Straight up, I was like, "Yo, you got to get your own candy. You can't sell the same candy because we just split in the customer." Sell a different product, you know, and we brainstormed this shit, came up with things for everybody. We had a peanut chew dude. I had the whole thing worked out, man. School shut that shit down like 2 weeks later. There was too much commerce happening in the hallways between classes, yo.
Well, I mean, why are you teaching us math then?
Yeah, you know, I'm real life application. You know,
real
that's what
life
we was
applications.
About.
Yes.
If you have any articles you want us to cover, please DM us directly on Twitter or Instagram at Silky Jumbo or at Gastor Almonte. Shout outs this week to FCBLJ, Winnie Locke, and Lori McDaniel. With all that said, I am the should have been candy billionaire, Gastor Almonte. Somebody clipped my wings too early, you know what I mean? But it happens. Always with, you know, the inheriting the candy money from her sister,
Yes, right.
Shalewa Sharpe. That's right. You know what I mean? This is Candy Legacy. I ain't know about us over here, yo. We famous for it. You know? This has been a hustler ending episode.
Yeah, a lot of hustle.
A lot of hustle in this episode of the Wolf Report. Catch y'all next time. Peace.